Hello and welcome. This is DrBerry. In this video, I want to talk to you about ketogenic diet approved vegetables. So many people think that a ketogenic diet means that you live on bacon, butter, and ribeye steak, and that is not necessarily the case. I have some friends who do that and who seem to be thriving and doing very well, but you can eat vegetables on a ketogenic diet. Here are 7, and then I got you a bonus vegetable at the end that you may not even believe that you can eat that's healthy, but is actually very healthy for you, and you can eat as much as you want. Now, if this sounds like something you'd enjoy listening to and you want to hear future videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and click the little bell so I get a notification and so you get a notification every time I have a bright idea. Now, let's talk about ketogenic vegetables. I've got 7, and then I found this other one that I'm going to give you as a free bonus at the end, no extra charge for that, but you'll be surprised that you're able to eat that and that it's actually very, very healthy for you. Number 1 is asparagus, one of my personal favorite ketogenic vegetables. It's very, very low carb. It has tons of vitamins and minerals in it. And it also has something called prebiotic fiber, which the bacteria in your gut, of which you have billions and billions, and you want them to be there, and you want them to be the right kind, and you want them to be very healthy and happy. That helps you in hundreds of other ways. But asparagus has all that and more. All these vegetables have things in them called phytonutrients, which are microscopic little nutrients that aren't necessarily a vitamin or a mineral, but which are exceedingly good for your health. I think personally, my belief is that there are phytonutrients that haven't even been discovered yet, that vegetables contain, that medical and nutritional science doesn't even know about, that's benefiting your body and the bacteria in your gut, and we haven't even discovered them yet. So eat your veggies. As I said in the another video, shut up and eat your vegetables, okay? All right, number 2 is cabbage. Cabbage is a vegetable straight from the Lord. You cannot eat too much asparagus. You cannot eat too much cabbage. Sometimes if I'm starving to death and I want to eat lunch, I'll go to a local buffet we have, and I just eat so much cabbage and whatever meat happens to be on the buffet that the people think I'm going to turn into a cabbage. But you cannot beat cabbage. It's super low carb. It has a ton of good sulfur in it, which is something that you need. A lot of these vegetables have sulfur. It also has prebiotic fiber to feed your little bacteria in your gut and keep them very happy and healthy. The next is, of course, broccoli. You knew that was going to be on this list. And I tell people, dude, if you don't like veggies, you've got to learn to like veggies. Unless you want to be a carnivore, you have to eat vegetables, because if you're eating the grains and the starches and the sugars, your health will not improve. So broccoli has got omega-3. It's one of the few vegetables that actually is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. It also has a ton of vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Next is kale. And just the word kale turns some people off, but I promise you, any of these vegetables, if you hate them, let me tell you what to do. Chop them up. Get some bacon grease good and hot in the skillet. Put some good sea salt in there, some good pepper, some good spices. Because as you may or may not know, salt, pepper, and spices don't break your ketosis. They don't bother you in any way detrimentally as far as your health is concerned. You can use as much of them as you like. I personally love to heat up some bacon grease, put some salt in there, put a lot of curry powder and some pepper, and then throw my broccoli or throw my kale or my cabbage or my asparagus and stir fry that in there, sometimes with some good meat, sometimes without. But I promise you, when you get your spices and your salt pepper ratio correct, you'll eat kale and you'll love it. I promise you. Kale is very, very low carb. It has omega 3s, just like the broccoli. It has a ton of vitamins, minerals, and those yummy phytonutrients, some of which we may not even have discovered yet. The next vegetable on the list is celery. Celery is super low carb. I tell my patients you could eat 20 pounds of celery a day. You won't gain an ounce. Okay. Celery, and people used to talk about negative calorie foods. That's not really a real thing. But effectively, it takes your body so much effort to break down the fiber and then in the celery, and then the celery is so full of the vitamins and minerals and other phytonutrients that it effectively becomes almost a negative calorie food, even though that's not a real thing. I'm quite aware. Next on the list is cucumbers, one of my personal favorites. I love to eat these raw. They're super easy to grow in your garden. Even if you live on the 87th floor of some high-rise apartment building, out on your balcony, if you face the south or the west or anywhere in between there, you can grow cucumbers. They grow up on a vine, and so you can grow them right up the wall and enjoy these things right off the vine. I'll go out in the garden in the mornings barefoot and pick 2 or 3 cucumbers and just eat them right off the vine because I don't spray with anything. So they're organic. They might have a little bug poop on there, but I think that's good for me too. Next on the list is my second personal favorite, Brussels sprouts. And if you ever write the name of this vegetable down, make sure and you put the S at the end of Brussels. It's not Brussels sprouts, it's Brussels sprouts. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And if you don't put that extra S on there, some grammar Nazis will snub their nose at you. Brussels sprouts also are a great source of omega-3 as a veggie. They have tons of vitamins and minerals, and they're very, very low carb. So eat your Brussels sprouts. Same way with those, I'll clean them. I'll cut them in half, get some bacon grease, really spiced up, good and hot in the skillet, and lay them flat side down. Let them brown good, and then flip them around and stir fry them a little bit. Nisha and I freaking love those things, man. They're so good when you do them that way, okay? Any of these vegetables, you can prepare them badly, and they don't taste that great. But if you prepare them with the spices that you love and enough salt and pepper, I promise you, you can get them down until your palate learns to like them. I was just reading a study recently that the adult human palate can be retrained. So if your husband or your wife lives on chicken strips and ketchup because they hate everything else in the world, that's not a permanent condition. You can retrain their palate slowly and lovingly. You can retrain their palate, okay? That is a thing. The bonus vegetable is olives. Man, when I was a kid, I used to hate olives so much. And then one day I went to Whole Foods, and I'm sure other groceries are like this, but they had an olive bar. I just thought there was one kind of olive with the pimento in there and in the little jar, and you ate one a week or something like my grandfather did. But no, there are a ton of different varieties of all different shapes, sizes, and flavors of olives. And guess what they're all full of? Olive oil. Right. That's where olive oil comes from. Olives are so delicious, but they're so excellent for your health and for your nutrition. They're full of vitamins, they're full of minerals, and they're full of olive oil. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please, first of all, put some of what I said into practice because you need your veggies. The human body's made to eat vegetables. The vegans are right about that. We're supposed to eat a lot of vegetables, but I think we're also supposed to eat some other stuff too. If you enjoyed this video, please share it on Facebook. Please share it on your Twitter or even on your LinkedIn. That won't hurt my feelings a bit. If you really want to help me spread this message even further, I have a Patreon account. The link's down in the notes of this episode. And if you can help me with $1 a month, that's all you have to do. But that helps me have more free time to make more of these videos to help even more people. This is DrBerry. I'll see you next time.